Good morning, Turlock. My name is Miss Cullum. Some of you know me from taking my dance class. I teach dance at THS. I coach the cheerleaders. I help with leadership, link crew, ASB. I get to do all the fun stuff at THS. I'm sure, like a lot of you, I'm really missing school right now. I'm missing all my students, missing my work friends, I'm missing my family, and all my friends outside of school that I normally get to spend time with. But I know this time is going to pass quickly and we will all get through it together. Today I decided that I would show you how to make brownies. All of my students, or a lot of my students that know me, have had brownies that I make before, and everyone really loves them. All of my friends, all of my family, all of my work colleagues enjoy them because I like to bake and bring treats and deliver them to my friends. So today I'm going to show you how to make them. I almost don't want to show you how to make them because they are so easy that everyone is going to be on to my secret of baking and realize that I'm not really that great of a baker. It's just a super easy recipe. But I'm going to share it with you today because a lot of people asked me for the recipe. Actually, last night one of my students texted me to get the recipe, and I hope her brownies turned out good. I need to text her back after this to see how they did. So I'm going to share this with you since we all have a little bit of extra time to try new things. So maybe you can try baking some brownies and maybe you can share some recipes with us after you make them. First thing that I do when I start cooking is wash my hands, even though all I feel like I do lately is wash my hands about 20 bazillion times a day. So first, before you start cooking, make sure you wash your hands, make sure your hands are clean. And I just washed my hands, but just make sure you do that so that we have clean hands. When I make these brownies, I make them all the time, so I really don't usually take this time and pay attention, but I'm going to try and go slow-ish. You will need chocolate chip cookie dough. You could make it, or I always just buy it already pre-made. Usually I buy it in a roll, but they didn't have rolls, so I just bought this. It's the same, it's just not a roll, and it will work just the same. You need Oreos. When I make these, I always use the Walmart brand Oreos. If I just eat Oreos plain, I buy Oreos, but when I make the brownies, I always use the Walmart brand, just because I like them better for this. You need a brownie mix, any kind of brownie mix, and you need the ingredients on the back. So we'll need eggs, oil, and water, so make sure you have that. You should use, to line the pan that you're going to cook it in, you should use parchment paper. If you don't have it, you can just use a pan. They do cook a little bit better for some reason on the parchment paper, so if you have that, use it, but don't get it special. And then you need to spray your pan or the parchment paper with some kind of cooking spray, or you could use oil if you don't have this. But it's easy. I always use a stand-up mixer. You can use just a bowl with a spoon or whisk or mix it, but I always use a mixer. It's easier and faster. You can use a handheld mixer, whatever you prefer. First thing you want to do is line your pan. Actually, the very first thing you should do is turn on the oven. I already did that. So turn on your oven to 350 degrees so it gets nice and warm. Then we're going to get the parchment paper. And I have a pan. I always make enough for a big pan, 9 by 13, because like I said, I like to share these with my friends. So I always like to make a big batch. And you want to spray this. Spray. And you're done. Okay, next thing you want to do is open up your cookie dough. And then you want to press it into the bottom of the pan so that it is nice and even. I always take the cookie dough out a little bit before I do this so that it gets a little bit soft, so it's easier to press in to the pan. Okay, now we're gonna open up the Oreos. And you're gonna make a layer of Oreo cookies. Step 2. Super easy so far. Okay, next thing is making the brownies. You can make brownies from scratch. I actually have a really good recipe for brownies from scratch, but, well, I should say who really wants to take the time to do that, but we actually have plenty of time, so it might not be a bad idea the next time you make them, to make them from scratch. But I always, when I do these, usually because my life is so busy, I just use the box. And just make whatever kind of brownie package you get, just use the recipe that's on the back. Make it exactly like the recipe on the back. Normally when I make brownies, and you probably will do this once you get used to making them or if you make them again, I usually put this going at the very beginning. I stick everything in there and put it going so that when I'm doing all the other stuff, this is mixing. So by the time I did the cookie dough and the Oreos, this is done. But I'm just kind of doing it in order for this demonstration today. So this is done. Take this off. Sink. You just have brownie mix like normal. And I just scrape it down, make sure it's all mixed together. And then I'm just gonna pour it over the top. Again, this is so easy. I'm really sad that I'm giving up my secret, because now I feel like people are going to be less impressed with my cooking skills. So that is the third step. See? Okay, now it's going in the oven. Oven, you can't see that. And we're gonna set the timer for about 45 minutes. We'll check it at 45 minutes. So I will let you know when it is out of the oven. Okay, they cooked for about 45 to 50 minutes. Then I let them cool for about 10 or 15 minutes, but I really should let them cool a lot longer because they're really warm and crumbly. But I was anxious to show you and finish this. So hopefully you will try them and let them cool just like maybe about 30 minutes. They'll be less crumbly when you cut them, but hopefully you can see how yummy they are. And you can make these and share them with your family and friends. Hope you enjoy.